Hey everyone. Well, welcome back to the next episode of Carrotcraft. Oh my gosh. 49 deaths. Yeah, I'm not catching up to that, I don't think. I mean, on the last episode, I've got to catch up to that amount of deaths. The goal was to try and get as many episodes out as deaths, but Star's gone and died 49 times. So, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that. Ow. But anyways, yeah, so the whole thing me and Star decided that we get as much deaths as episodes made. It is not possible for me to get 49 episodes done, because we are very, very near the end of the season. And, I don't know, I'm excited, but I'm also gonna miss this base, you know? I gotta like start a new base, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But if you don't know this, I've probably said it before. The season is ending on the 24th, the 15th of June, which, as I'm recording this, is 12 days away. Things are, I only get 2 episodes out in that time, so I talk about future plans in this episode, because why not? But anyways, I'm going to take a nicer backdrop, and then I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright, so we are back, and I thought, what a better way to talk to you than on top of the shrine where we revived Dave. What episode was that? A long time ago, you know, that was a lot of fun. I remember it. But yeah, you can get like, quite a nice view, well, not really a nice view, but you can see like quite a good view of the base. You get that there. It's not as big as I would have thought it would be, but it's something, you know. I'm gonna get some torches because I need them to light up this place because it's dark and boring. Right, lights. There's a lot of lighting I need to do actually. I think I'm gonna light all this base up and then I'm gonna come back to you because we're just gonna get finishing touches done and then we'll just yap. So yeah, I'm gonna get some final things done and lights done. And you know what? We're gonna time lapse here. We haven't had a time lapse in a few episodes, so we're gonna do that. Enjoy. Alright, so we are back. That took a lot quicker than I thought. I thought it would take a lot longer to light everything up, but one torch does a lot of light. I mean, it's not very pretty, but I mean, everything's lit up, so it's all that matters, right? But yeah, now's the fun part. Let's talk about all my future plans now this season is almost to an end. And start dates and stuff of season 2, because I know you'll be wondering that. I'll tell you however much I want to reveal, because there's a lot I want to keep a secret. Starters, this is still not my build here, but it's on my base and Imi moved away ages ago, so I'm gonna call it as a part of my base, even if it's not my build. I'd still say it's basically a part of my base. I don't know if Imi would agree, but yeah, this is... I love this build so much. It just overshadows my base so much. My base is horrible compared to it. I'm just gonna miss, aren't I? Oh, for goodness sake. You're joking me. You're joking. Okay then. Right, that hurt, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But yeah, this season's almost coming to an end, and I'm actually gonna really miss this base. Sophie was gonna build there. I wonder what her plan was. Didn't really have much room because I took up all of this. You know, it seemed a lot bigger when I planned it, but when I look at it, it's actually quite small. But you know what, I don't really care. To me, this is a mega base, okay? It's not as big as some other things, but for me, this is quite big. I've never actually built this much in one place, so that's really cool to reflect on. But this season, I started off not very confident, and I mean, look, that was my start base. This ugly ass thing. That was my start base. I mean, what I've built now isn't very pretty either, but you know what? I'm proud of it. If I had more time, I probably would have expanded this out a bit more and made like a massive forest. But oh well, time flies, I guess. And next thing I know, we're on the final 2 weeks. You know, it officially ends June 15th, but the first episode, the last episode we recorded on the 15th when it closes, so we're gonna get to a week later, so you might get 3 more episodes. I don't know. That's not including this. This is including this episode. Including this episode, it's 3 more. But not including this episode, you'll probably get like 2 more episodes. That's probably it. Yeah, but you know what? There's not really much I can do anymore. Like the interiors of this, I just really got no clue what I'm gonna build. I don't have enough time to finish it either. I mean, because I just don't know what to do for interiors. You know, it's been a long season. Well, it's not really that long. It started, what was it, October the 5th? So it's been 7 months. Originally it was only going to be about 6 months, so this season's lasted longer than it was originally planned. So 7 months, that's about 31 times 7, what's that in my head? Only 33 days, wow. But yeah, if we want to do the math, that is about 33 days of gameplay, which, I mean, it's actually not that much, but to me that's quite a lot. That's probably the longest I've lasted in a season, that's crazy. The torch gun is ugly, but there's not really much else I can do to make this base look alright. But yeah, future plans, what I was saying. So, probably about 2 more episodes after this one comes out, and then season 2 will officially be over, so we get probably maybe, I don't know, 32 episodes, which I think is quite decent, longest running season ever I've ever done, so that's cool to know, right? Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a lot of fun. I've loved every second of it. I've had a lot of fun this season. I've pushed my building to limits. This is super impressive for me, building all this. Like, the fact you can see how I started as well. Like, these little houses, the first 3 things I got was that, and that. And then it was those 2 houses, and then it was the staircases, and it was this. You can just see how much I've improved slowly over time. You know, starting with very basic 3 things here, and then we moved up to another few basic houses. Then we got this little entrance done, which, again, this is not mine, this was all Amy. Amy designed this. And then I used what Amy made to make this storage area here, which is looking cool. And then I used it to finish that and add these last few houses and the little decorations. And then I challenged it as much as I could and I made this massive thing. Like, it's not even necessary, this whatever this is supposed to be. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but yeah. Again, it's not the most stunning building, but for me, I loved it. And then the final thing we did was the back here, which is a nice little forest. If I had time, I'd make this a lot bigger and a more enchanting forest, which would be a lot of fun to do, I think. The llamas, how are they looking? Llamas I've been breeding. I've been saving these all for the last episode. I've got so much things to plan. Don't ask. Probably best if I don't know. This was really just a mess. I'd feel if I used darker blocks, and it clearly didn't work, but whatever. This whole base is just an experiment, and season 2 will probably just be an experiment as well. So as I was saying, plans, 2 more episodes, not including this one. That's the plan. I might get more, might get less, it really depends. There's not really much else to do. And then we move on to season 2, which is a bit later in the month, in summer. There's not actually that much of a gap. You probably have to wait about like 2-3 weeks for the season 2. We might extend how long you've got to wait. It really depends on how everyone's feeling, because yeah, I want, if so, it will be another month of waiting. Get some sleep because it is thunderstorming. I always use this bed, you know what, for a change. We're going to use a bed that I literally never use. Yep, you know which one it is. It's this one right here. I never use this bed in here, so let's do that. Again, I don't really know why I added this extra building here, you know, I just wanted to, you know, just to see how it would look and all that. Yeah, I don't know, it's like season 2 of the plans, I will try and keep the schedule 1 episode a week, but the issue with that is people have to be active all the time so I can actually get content out instead of just me building, because I can't build forever. How are you doing, Cherry? You're always in that pool. Get out of that pool for once. We got the cows. They're just chilling. Have I got anything in... Yeah, that's pigs. This is llamas. Nothing in here. I need to put something in here, you know. That'll be a last episode thing maybe, or maybe next episode. I don't know. But yeah, season 2 of the plans. Same, we get an episode out. It'll be a week after it officially comes out. So yeah, just to keep the the least you're getting is a 2-week gap between season 1 and season 2. It might be longer, give people some time to start fresh, you know. But if so, I'm thinking a late summer. The next season starts instead of midsummer, or maybe, don't know. It's all planned, and we'll see. We might have a bit longer of a wait, a bit longer than a few weeks, because people might need the break. But yeah, so plans. I keep saying I go to my plans, but I'm just yapping about this season and how much fun I've had. Okay, so obviously we'll start off with the starter episode. Not much you're gonna see there. It's literally just gonna be me, you know, just getting prepared, you know, starting off, maybe getting a starter base, or maybe starter base will be saved for episode 2. I don't know. Just try and keep a consistent schedule. Carrotcraft is not ending. Season 2 is almost definitely happening, so if you're worried about that, you do not need to be anymore. You know, considering we're on the second to last episode, it might be time we kill all these chickens in here. We'll do that next episode. It's going to be goodbye to those. The hell? I don't remember doing that. Something I should also do is maybe upgrade to netherite for the last episode. For no reason, just because that'd be cool. I'm also thinking about branching out to more types of content instead of just Carrotcraft, you know. Maybe Minecraft challenges, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll start making... I do sometimes stream Skyblock. I haven't done that in a while. That may be something I'll go back to, so... I might do some Skyblock streaming in between weeks, or I'll post a few Skyblock videos, or I just won't post it all till the next season. I don't know. Or we can make like an in-between season, like, I don't know, that'll last about six weeks, maybe 7 weeks, maybe 8, I don't know. And then there'd be a bit of a longer wait, but it would be a nice in-between thing. Just like a refreshing start after, you know. There's something we do need to do today, and that is finish this graveyard. There's only got, how many have we put here? 31 llamas, okay. I've killed many more, much more than 31. We need to change this all up. There is not enough llamas dead in here. That, again, that's probably next episode. There's a lot of things I still need to do now I think about it. Alright, let's look at statistics, shall we? So, the amount of mob kills, 367 llamas. 4 player kills on star. That's pretty bad. What's my top cause of death? Okay, I've died a lot. I've died 3 times to a player? Really? What player killed me? Wait, no, I think it was Star. I think it was Star that killed me. It was definitely Star that killed me. But yeah, we need to sort that out. That's 367 llamas on that, but it doesn't include trader llamas, because I haven't killed enough for them to be on there. But I can give a rough estimate of how many llamas I've killed, by simply going to my chest room. Right, as you can see, I've got 2 stacks and 20 of leads. Obviously they're from trader llamas, which is a total of 100 and 48. So add that to 367, we get quite a lot. Probably maybe in the 500s. That's pretty bad, actually. But yeah, we need to. That's including before statistics were added, which was halfway through the season. So it's still probably off by quite a bit. So yeah, we need to finish this. It's not even me that's supposed to do it, but I don't think M-Chan is going to do it, so that'll be my job. But yeah, so in between seasons, I'm thinking of like a very quick, short series, because you know what, that'd be fun, like a short-term series, you know, kind of like Green's Life series, you know. I know how to make a bedrock version of that, and you know, it might be a lot of fun to do. Get about 8 of us maybe to get involved, because that would be so fun. That would be such a fun thing to do instead of straight to Carrotcraft, you know. Or maybe we do it in the middle of Carrotcraft season 2, but I do want to make like some sort of short-term season that's probably going to be like my own version of Third Life by Grian, which I can explain how that would work. So for Bedrock Edition, obviously you can't change the colour of names and all of that. What would happen is there'd be command blocks, right, and they're like your spawn points. And it would be something I do when hay bale beds are added, actually. That would be what I'll do. But then they can't set their spawn, you know. I don't know. I don't know what we'd do and how I'd figure it out, but I'd try and figure something out. But the way it would work is command blocks that teleport, that have a spawn point set, this, and this. For your Third Life, well, it sets this to it, and a little leaderboard on the side, which I've done before, which is so fun to do. But it would set your spawn point to the next fence, which would be next to it, which would be your second life, which would then set it to 1 life, and then when you die, it would set you to the final one, which then means death. Okay, and for death, what it would do is like it would spawn you on a pressure plate. That would summon a lightning bolt, chuck you in spectator mode, and set your deaths to 0. Because you know that's how it works, you see. Yeah. And then the issue with that is people wouldn't be allowed to use beds, because if you use beds, it resets your spawn, and then it messes up the command blocks, and all of that. It's just confusing. Unless they swear that if they set the spawn point, that if they do sleep, they have to go and set their spawn point in there. I don't know if there's a way around it. I'll try and find a way around it, but that might be an in-between season thing. I don't know, but I might wait for the hay bale bed so people can still like skip the night, maybe, if everyone sleeps or something. And yeah, there will also just be no beds, which makes it a lot harder. But yeah, that'll be fun. So not just Minecraft. So Carrotcraft is obviously going to be the main focus of this channel. It's not doing very well recently, which is really unfortunate. But I do really hope for a lot of support in season 2, because it would be such a fun dream to come true if this is successful, you know. Because it'd just be a dream come true. I really appreciate it if you did like, subscribe, etc. Comment, you know, or share with all your friends. Yeah, because it would genuinely be such a dream if I managed to become successful with Carrotcraft. So yeah, that would be nice. I'll be doing Skyblock a lot more often, like maybe Wednesday nights, or I don't know. That might be something we do in future. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But yeah, that'll be the plans. Okay. Carrotcraft is returning quite soon after the season ends, on the June 15th. Note that down. The season ends June 15th. Okay. So either look forward to that or don't look forward to it. I don't know. You might want it to end, and it's going to be exciting because we have new members that will be joining, which will be super cool. So that'll be fun, and yeah, hopefully it'll be a lot more active. And another important news for Carrotcraft Season 2 is more POVs. It's not just going to be me making them. We plan to get at least 2 or 3 more people making videos on it, which is super cool. There is a sad part. Some members are leaving us for Season 2. Right now there's only 1 confirmed. and that is Anini Panini. She is leaving at the end of the season. Maybe she'll come back in future. She'll always have the invite link because she's the way it works. If you leave, you still have the invite link. You can always join back. You know. We wouldn't like just stop you joining forever just because you didn't join a few seasons. If this is successful, it will keep going. Maybe she'll come back. Okay. That's the only people I know that have gone that aren't coming back so far. There might be more. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's the future is mostly Carrotcraft main season. Skyblock streams a lot more. Okay, I get quite a few views on them, and I think people enjoy them a lot. So they're definitely coming back. And maybe branching out into new games. You know, I have Kit and I, or Artemis, as you know her, want to do like content together on different games and stuff. So yeah, that'd be cool. So there'll be a lot more like variety content instead of just Minecraft. So that'll be fun. Like maybe I might also have Minecraft challenges. You know, it depends how much time I have on my hand, which I probably won't have much. But yeah, that was everything I wanted to say, to be honest. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you continue to support me. Please, I know I don't ask this much, but please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting, because we're not doing well recently. We've had quite a good all season, and now we're not doing too well. So please do consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends, and drop a comment as well. You know, if you see this, stop with the thunderstorm. That was dramatic. If you see this, why don't you? I know I said this last episode and no one did it. But if you do get this far, why don't you go ahead and comment Skyblock? You know, go comment Skyblock, because why not? Get the YouTube algorithm to recommend my videos, yeah? But anyways, that is all for this episode. I will finish this base as best as I can next episode, and the llama graveyard, and we'll have the final episode, the big final episode, which will be longer than usual. I've got such big fans coming. You guys are gonna love it. But thank you so much for watching. Please continue supporting me, and please, please, please don't leave. Anyways, good